Allow me inform you, my buddy. When you have ever idea your neighbor became mad, or your auntie changed into strange, wait till you hear approximately Mama Kofo. In the little city of Abadan where sun can roast yam to your head and gossip flies faster than mosquitoes in the course of wet season, Mama Kofo turned into a legend. And now not for the motives a female ought to be. No, not for her cooking, not for her church attendance, no longer even for the number of kids she birthed. She turned into well-known, famed, I dare say, for being the most unpredictable, loud, nosy, and fully hilarious woman this facet of the River Niger. And what she did to her husband. Ah, make you keep your stomach and chortle until your ribs plead for mercy. Her actual name changed into Comfort, but God is aware if there was not anything comforting about her. Human beings started calling her Mama Kofo after her first daughter Kofo turned into born. Kofo became a quiet infant, always hiding at the back of the door, sucking fingers, and looking her mother scatter the whole road with drama. Maybe that's why Kofo grew up to turn out to be a pharmacist and relocated to Germany. She stated, "I need peace of thoughts." Can you imagine fleeing your mom like that? Now permit me begin from the start. The real beginning. Mama Kofo turned into married to Baba Kofo, a tall guy with a stomach like a drum and a neck that usually seemed stressed. He used to be a soldier, so he walked with chest. But while Mama Kofo married him, chest went inner. The person never spoke greater than 3 phrases in keeping with day. That's due to the fact if he said 4, Mama Kofo could say 24. She could argue with you for 30 mins even in case you greeted her with right morning. I kid you not. She once told a tailor he was mentally allergic to string, all due to the fact he forgot to sew her blouse with lace border. Her each day timetable changed into legendary. She would awaken at 5 a.m. shouting on the cock, "You believe you studied you're the best one that can make noise on this compound? Silly hen." Then she would boil warm water, now not for tea or coffee. Oh no, for threats. In case Baba Kofo dared to mention anything about his earnings or tried to sneak greater meat at dinner. After the water boiled, she might pour a few in a flask and walk up and down the street, loudly pretending to care, approximately humans' issues. Ah, Auntie Dupe, your daughter remains now not married. With those hips? It need to be non-secular. I permit you to pray. Uncle Latif, your vehicle's still no longer working. Maybe it needs holy oil. She knew the entirety, approximately absolutely everyone. One time she instructed the landlord that his 4th wife became dishonest, and she or he had evidence. She pulled out a blurry picture taken on her small Nokia telephone. It gave the look of a goat sporting lipstick, but Mama Kofo swore it became the woman in query. But it changed into the incident with Baba Kofo's second telephone that virtually sealed her function as the undisputed queen of home comedy. You notice, for months Mama Kofo had suspected something. The way Baba Kofo giggled while studying messages. The way he would say, "I'm going to the mechanic," and go back smelling of chewing gum. Chewing gum! And that became atypical because Baba Kofo didn't have enamel within the again anymore. So sooner or later, at the same time as sweeping, she determined the phone, hidden in an empty field of height milk. Oh, that was the day thunder almost. Jam rain. She waited, patiently, like a lioness, until night fell. She cooked his preferred soup, egusi with goat meat, served him fufu with a grin that made her cheeks pain. Allow him devour. Let him even suck his palms. And simply while the man reclined at the chair to look at the 9 p.m. information, she dropped the phone at the table like a bomb. What's this? Smartphone. Cell phone of who? Cell phone of me. Smartphone of lie. She opened the messages and read them aloud. The lady's name becomes Sweet Papaya. One message read, "I emit your chuckle. It warms me like morning solar." Mama Kofo blinked. Then she laughed. However, not ordinary laughter. This one came from her stomach and twisted the air around her. Then she went to the outside and returned with a wheelbarrow. Yes, a whole wheelbarrow. "Get interior," she told him. "Eh?" I said get inner. "In case you want to carry 2D cell phone, then pass and live with second lady. I can push you to her house." The person froze. She opened the gate. "In case you don't enter, I'm able to shout now and inform all people you have got syphilis." "Ah, my brother." The person entered the wheelbarrow. At 10 p.m. inside the night time, this former soldier sat with knees to his chest in a rusty barrow whilst Mama Kofo pushed him down the street. Youngsters got hair out. Adults peeked through windows. Any person recorded it on their smartphone. Until nowadays, in case you visit YouTube and sort "man in wheelbarrow Ibadan," you'll find the video. Over 5 million perspectives. However, that was not the cease. Oh no. She wheeled him instantly to the church. Banged at the door. Pastor came out carrying pajamas. She screamed, "Pastor! Supply him. He is possessed via flirtation spirits. He wishes oil." The pastor became too taken aback to snort. However, the subsequent Sunday, he used the incident as sermon. "Do now not let Satan tempt you via second telephones," he shouted. The church roared with laughter after that event. Baba Kofo gave up. He handed over his ATM card. Mama Kofo have become the treasurer, auditor, and minister of finance. She even printed a card that studied "Family CEO Consolation Kofo." And he or she didn't stop there. 1 week later, she visited the school her husband attended in 1974 and requested for his faculty record playing cards. She stated, "I need to recognize how shrewd he became earlier than I met him. Perhaps this foolishness commenced lengthy ago. Now permit me confess. A few people feared Mama Kofo. They said she was mad. However, actually, she had the heart of gold. She once gave her final bag of rice to a widow down the street. She took care of a madman by means of giving him fresh garments each Monday. She became chaos and kindness rolled in one wrapper. And Kofo, the quiet daughter who had escaped to Germany, might nevertheless call each week. Mama Kofo might say things like, "They're no longer kidnapping Oyibo humans for your area, Obi?" And Kofo might say, "No, Mummy." Then Mama Kofo might whisper, "Just checking. Due to the fact I've carried out for passport, I can come and supervise your fridge." Now speedy forward to remaining 12 months. Mama Kofo entered a social media opposition for craziest Nigerian housewife tale. She didn't simply win. She trended. People commenced tweeting approximately her. Europeans started out sharing her clips. BuzzFeed did a whole article. This Nigerian lady wheeled her husband in public and we're obsessed. She turned into invited to a talk show in London. She instructed the host, "In case your husband cheats, convey him like garbage and throw him to the dustbin of disgrace." The audience screamed in laughter. Even Oprah tweeted, "I don't understand Mama Kofo. However, I want her on my couch." And that, my friend, is how an everyday housewife from a small metropolis in Nigeria have become a global celebrity. All due to the fact she refused to be a quiet female. All because she knew that laughter, even in madness, may want to journey faster than pain. These days, Mama Kofo is a web icon. She has over 3 million followers. She posts daily movies. A way to boil yam without burning your marriage. What your husband's silence genuinely means. The way to come across lies through slippers movement. Humans say she's mad. Human beings say she's tremendous. Perhaps she's both. However, one element is positive. She is unforgettable. And if you nevertheless suppose your neighbor is crazy, maybe you haven't met Mama Kofo yet.